right, guys, welcome back to Everyday Struggle. It's a beautiful Tuesday morning here. Hope you had an excellent holiday weekend. We know that Wayno was out and about an all-star weekend. Ak and I were in New York and New Jersey just being our usual bummy selves.
Y'all not outside. I was outside this weekend.
Well, y'all all know when all-star weekend come around, the birds fly south and Wayno.
Damn, my nigga, you gonna call me a bird?
I ain't see you a bird. I was saying the birds fly south and Wayno.
and Wayno. Oh, man. You
if your girls go to all-star weekend, you know the vibes.
No, I had a really great weekend. I enjoyed myself. My artist, TJ Porter, he played in the Bleacher Report game, which he didn't do shit. I'm gonna get on him about that.
Wayno out here managing. Okay.
Yeah, I'm still doing stuff, man. I'm still moving and shaking.
I thought by now Wayno would be just kicked up, you know what I mean? Back in that new Maybach he just bought it, just instructing somebody else.
Okay. You're not gonna stop gassing him with that shit. But I did have fun. I went to the Dreamville brunch, which everybody from Dreamville sends their hellos.
Is it a Dreamville brunch?
Yeah, it's a Dreamville brunch. It was dope. It was very dope.
I'm hearing about Rock Nation brunch.
Hey, man, Dreamville got their brunch.
Listen, man, I'll skip out on all of those. Aubrey, I'm at the OVO brunch. That's a fact. That's going to be lit. The Rock Nation brunch was all right.
I don't know if they're going to let you in Canada, man.
Oh, man.
But nah, I had a really good time this weekend.
That's good. Well, we know it was a big weekend for Cole, so obviously he performed at the halftime show. He did Middle Child, which is his latest single. He performed a little bit of A Lot with 21 Savage, and of course showed 21 a lot of love. He also participated in the dunk contest with Knicks player Dennis Smith Jr., who's also from North Carolina. He actually wore Cole's high school jersey, which was really dope. And then Cole tried to take his own shot. It didn't really work out, but he had fun, and that's all that matters.
Man, he's smaller than Muggsy. He's got that. He's got that. He's got that. Oh, yeah. Yes. Oh, yeah. Yes. Oh, yeah. Indeed. Yeah. I told y'all Dennis Smith. I told y'all Dennis Smith is going to win this thing. It's not over, though. It is not. I told y'all. He put on a J. Cole jersey. That's a 50. That's look at J. I give this an 8. I give this an 8. He not stretched. Wow. Oh.
He called it. It was an 8 before he didn't make it.
If he would have landed that would have been really dope. But it was dope for just Cole to make that attempt. And also shout out to Meek Mill, who also performed at the All-Star game, did his thing. But if Cole would have landed this, that would have been an instant 10. I think did he get a 10 for that shit?
I ain't gonna lie, I'm tired of these dunk contests. They got too much props in the dunk contest.
Yeah, this way.
It's like niggas is pulling out all type of gimmicks. Like it's actually more about the props than the dunk.
Did you see the I forgot this young brother's name, but he plays for Atlanta Hawks, and he brought out like this Tuskegee Airman shit. He put on a whole scarf, had a fake plane, put on the goggles and everything. If he'd have kept them goggles on, he'd have killed himself.
Oh wow.
But it was like, I'm tired of theatrics and dunk
Too
contests.
much?
I need just dunks. That's it. But overall, it was cool.
I thought people liked the theatrics, but I don't know shit.
It's getting too far. You know niggas ruin everything?
Okay.
Trust me. They're getting to that point, man.
Yeah.
This is why they had to put the rules on like end zone celebrations, because niggas was doing too much.
Yeah, but even with that dunk, Dennis Smith didn't win. Hamidou Diallo, representing Queens, he won. You know what I mean? So that was dope.
This nigga always knows somebody from Queens.
Hey, man, listen.
It's like Wayno, like when he's chilling at home, he's marking down wins for everybody from New York. Oh, that's a win?
Hey,
where's he from? Staten Island? Okay, we'll still
I'm claiming that. I'm claiming that.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, man, listen, New York, we always going through it one way or another, so we got to rack our shits up. You know?
All right, nigga. All right.
Such a New Yorker, man. All right, y'all. 21 Savage is home. So late last week, he appeared on Good Morning America. By the way, I love the outfit, the glasses, buttoned up 21 Savage. So he talked about the conditions he endured while in custody of ICE, describing the night he was arrested during Super Bowl weekend.
February 3rd, just a few hours before Super Bowl is about to take place here in Atlanta, and you get pulled over. What happened?
I don't even know. I was just driving, and I just seen guns and blue lights. And then I was in the back of a car, and I was gone.
They tell you you're under arrest?
Nah, they didn't say nothing. They just said, we got Savage.
They said, we got Savage.
Yeah.
Sounds like this was potentially something they set out to do. This would have been targeted and not just a random traffic stop.
It was definitely targeted.
All right, so not random at all. And then he goes on to clarify that he did come to the States when he was 7 years old. He started the first grade. He said he went back to the UK for a family funeral and then came back. And it's like we said, he said he's been here for 19, 20 years. He considers himself an American and someone, well, from Atlanta. Those are his roots, not the UK.
Right.
But anyway, we're happy he's home. What do you guys think?
I took 3 things away from, at least this weekend, just kind of still following up with this case. Number one, I'm happy that he's home. Also, with him like clarifying the whole situation, I'm more interested in at least maybe what he does know about his upbringing from London, because that's the story we haven't heard. We've heard a lot about Zone 6, and I see people trying to use that to shame him. Like, again, it's a very small part of his life, but it is a part of his life, and I hear now he feels liberated because he could tell that story. There's a piece with the New York Times where he's speaking about him having an accent, how he kind of shook that, and also saying, yo, listen, when you live in Atlanta for 20 years, he said at first they made fun of him when he just got here, but like, you live in Atlanta for 20 years, that shit just goes away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If anybody who's an immigrant, you know how accents are.
We got clowned. Did you get made fun of when you
Yeah,
were
I was about
younger?
to ask that.
I definitely did.
Actually, it wasn't that strong. I know my oldest brother who came over here. The later in life you come to the United States, you're not shaking that shit.
Yeah.
Like, even when we talk to this day, he doesn't shake it. Me, I did a lot of public speaking in Jamaica, so like.
At 5 years old?
No. I'm not 5. I came over here when I was 11.
You said public
okay.
speaking?
Yeah.
You was doing public speaking at 11?
Nah, because like in the schools they would have something called a monitor or prefect, which was like the head of the class.
I got you.
I was like, you were running for president or something?
So
he was valedictorian.
They would have brands come in, so like Grace, which is like makes ketchup and stuff in Jamaica, they would come in, and then they would do all type of stuff for the school, and then someone from the school, like the students, would have to get up and be like, hey, thank y'all for coming out. Like, you ain't gonna be talking.
Yo, you always been the voice of the people?
Yo, I can't imagine that, yo.
Wait, do you know that Wayno was a bully? Hold on.
Wayno look like a bully.
So one of the words that people used to make fun, I had issues with tree, like T's. I had such a hard time with T's when I came. So there's a lot of tree instead of three. Wayno said he used to bully a kid in school for saying that. Yeah, you did.
Wait, I didn't bully him. So look, this is the thing. I grew up in the neighborhood. I was born and raised in the Bronx. I moved to Harlem when I was 12, right?
Oh, so you're an immigrant too?
Yeah, somewhat. No, but I was raised in a Jamaican neighborhood, you know what I mean? And I told you, my family's from Montserrat, but they didn't have a lot of like strong accents and shit. Like my mom don't have no accent.
Are you trying to explain why you bullied him?
No, the thing is that I had never heard.
Wayno, you're doing too much. You could just apologize.
No, I'm not apologizing for nothing.
Like they just probably watching out like even now.
We in the third grade.
Still explain
we
why
in the third grade. We in the third grade, and he couldn't say three. He kept saying tree. So I did joke on him for it, but we all joked on each other. I came up in the your mother era, so we all joked on each other all the time. He joked on me for shit too.
You're right, Wayno's a bully.
I'm not no bully. Stop, don't paint that picture.
I'm gonna apologize to the kid that Wayno was bullying. He ain't know no better. He a grown man now.
His name is Andrew.
He's better these days.
Andrew is not no, he was no pushover. He used to joke on everybody too.
All right, cool. Shout out to Andrew.
Right.
I forgot what we were
talking about. Accents.
21 shaking his accent.
Yeah, hell yeah. I got bullied before, but
bullying is serious.
No, I'm serious. I got bullied before, and to the point where I was so scared that I fought the dude that kept fucking with me. I beat the shit out of him, and he never bothered me ever again.
Yo, I remember I got bullied. This is back in primary school in Jamaica. It was this guy. He was like obsessed with, but it was kind of obsessive bullying. And I remember it was one of those joints where you were fighting him with tears, nigga. Whipped his ass.
Oh, like the Christmas Story. You ever seen that movie before? Nah, y'all probably never seen that. But
He's just bullying us again for being immigrants.
Yo,
Wayno.
yeah, for real, man.
All right, let's get back to 21 Savage.
By the way, what I didn't want to say about the 21 Savage thing as well, him saying it's targeted, I 100% believe that.
Yeah.
100% believe that. You know how the government was like, oh no, we were looking for another rapper, he just happened to be there. Don't believe that at all. And what else I was gonna say? I really appreciate it, and I do think it's a duty of rappers like him and Meek Mill when too much is afforded, much is, I'm fucking this up.
We know what you mean.
Much is given, much is needed from you because you're put in a position. He acknowledged that, yo, listen, a lot of people, if they were locked up based on these circumstances, they wouldn't have got out if they didn't have that much support, the lawyers, everybody who was rallying for him, and he is taking the torch to say, I'm gonna carry this for other people who aren't as fortunate as me. Hopefully I can give them a voice. I'm glad he said that because just like Meek with prison reform, he has to. This is an obligation. He has to shine some light.
Yeah, he added before you jump in, Wayno, that I don't feel like you should be arrested and put in a place where murder would be just for being in the country for too long.
Right, that's what we was talking about. That's a lot of what we was talking about. But two things. Remember, he said that he had seen some of the memes that he thought it was funny, right? Like, so that whole situation that his two acquaintances had was for nothing, you know. And it's good to see him out. And he said that he's not leaving Atlanta without a fight, so that's good as well. I mean, his roots are here. He grew up here his whole entire life. Yeah. So there should be no reason why he should be pushed out. And of course, think about living your whole life with that on your back, being scared to actually tell your friends who you really are in the sense of your immigration status.
Yeah.
Like,
One of the sad things that I'm foreseeing, though, is that this might be a political situation down the line where you know how both parties feel about immigration, and like one particularly, the Republicans, they definitely on some build a wall shit, or at least the president. Right. They might look at this situation and say, if we let this nigga kind of skate by, it looks bad on us. We got to go hard at him. Which again, you know, he becomes a pawn like in a bigger play, a bigger scheme of people just their agenda. So hopefully that's not the case, but I foresee this coming, just like how everything else is politicized.
Yeah, man. I just hope he gets through it, because this is a tough thing. I mean, for all the shit he's dealt with, we never thought we'd be seeing 21 dealing with immigration case. Yeah,
but it's nice that he has a lot of support behind him. So if it does turn into a bigger thing, we're all here to hold him down.
I just hope this man is here for his family. Like that, I always think of that one video of him and his daughter seeing him on TV and how crazy she's going. So it's like, I hope he could get past this shit. You know?
All right, well, welcome home, 21. We'll keep you guys updated on this. On to 50 Cent. So according to TMZ, an NYC police officer is being investigated for allegedly telling fellow officers to shoot 50 Cent on sight. This sounds a little bit crazy, but sources are saying the officer named Emanuel Gonzalez actually made this comment back in June 2018 during roll call at his precinct. Apparently, 50 was set to attend an NYPD boxing match in the Bronx, which provoked the cop to say this, but they actually have some history. So now Gonzalez said it was only a joke at the time, but their issue is like a month prior to this happening, Gonzalez filed a harassment complaint. So he claimed that 50 Cent threatened him on Instagram, and he wrote in a caption, "Get the strap," because 50 said Gonzalez had shaken down one of his favorite club owners. Just a lot of back and forth here, but apparently this investigation is in progress right now.
Yeah, this is some bullshit. I mean, the club owner is my man Star. He owns a club called Lust, and it's like they tried to shut them down a few times, and then they actually did shut it down. The police always got some sort of agenda when it comes to hip hop. We know that. And if you think 50 Cent, if he was giving you a threat, he'd write this shit on social media, nah, fuck out of here.
Right.
So I just think that
even if it was a quote unquote joke, it's a pretty wild joke to make on the job.
Yeah, that's not a joke. See, we can't joke like that.
Right.
You can't joke and say some shit about that around about a cop when you're just chilling with your friends. If that goes viral, then they're like, oh, they're gonna try to use that shit against you. Right. So you should be held accountable for the shit you say as well.
Listen, I heard about a situation with Star, and I actually met him too. So I hope everything works out. It looks like, from what I see, Lust was doing a lot of positive things for the community, and also hiring a lot of people. I believe this did stem from that because Fifth was sticking up for him, and there might have been other history. The thing is, 50 kind of trolls on Instagram. Mm-hmm. The cops don't really understand trolling. Getting the strap to them is almost like a threat. Right? I don't know. I think 50's playing a dangerous game with messing with the cops. Mm-hmm. Like, just even interact with them on social media. Because, again, I don't agree with what homie said. I can't back him up, but I don't think you want no sauce with the cops, bro. The cops is the cops, man.
Hey, listen, but if my thing is that if you're clean, which 50 hasn't, when the last time 50 Cent got in trouble?
Right.
If he's clean, then he can have some sorts with it, because that should be taken very seriously, whether he's joking or not.
The threat, of course.
You mean on social media?
Yeah, but what I mean is like that tit for tat, like again, beyond that comment. This comment is out of line. Anybody with a gun in the badge should never be instructing his fellow officers or people who report to him to shoot anybody who's a citizen who ain't do shit. Right? So that's out of line. I'm just saying, just like if I'm to believe like New York police or the hip hop police, whatever, like how they fuck with clubs and fuck with hip hop artists and how they move, like we hear multiple stories of how they prevent rappers within the city from performing. They'll shut down shit. Like there's some motherfuckers that, if possible, you rather build a rapport with them or not fuck with them in terms of like trolling or whatever.
Well, look, the thing was, he was actually, I wouldn't say fucking with him, but he was going to it looks like a charity event that he was supposed to be going. It says an NYPD boxing match or something. Yeah. That shit, they usually hold those in the PAL around the children, all types of stuff. So it's just no room for no police to be playing like that, because we can't play with y'all like that, so don't do it. But if he tries to take this somewhere, now trolling is another thing, we all see what that could get you, but if he tries to take this somewhere, I'm standing with 50 on that. Like, the police shouldn't be playing with your name like that at all, because you can't play with them for nothing.
It's by the way, what's even probably bigger than this whole story, or bigger than the fact that whatever he said about 50 is that the fact that this came out. Usually when it comes to police, like they say all the type of fucked up shit. They'll kill a nigga and like they'll protect each other.
Oh, absolutely.
So when you hear that this comment came from roll call, the only people who would be the source
police.
is somebody else who said, this nigga's out of line.
Right.
So again, that's breaking that, we call it the blue wall or whatever.
Of silence, yeah.
Exactly. So you could already tell that either people are fed up with this, like commander, lieutenant, whatever, or people seeing that this nigga been on some bullshit. So that's probably the biggest part.
Yeah,
of the
especially
story.
since this happened in last June. It's been a while. Some more developments behind the scenes
50
we'll probably
suing
hear
this
about
motherfucker.
later.
He probably suing them. That's what that
Can't
is.
blame him for it. Unrelated note, but sort of related because it's still 50 Cent. He also got on Instagram this weekend to criticize Dapper Dan for wearing Gucci in another photo. But do you remember that Dapper Dan said he was one of the people who was going to meet with like the CEO of Gucci and other executives in Harlem to talk about more accountability and inclusivity. And he did say that he's going to hold, the meeting did happen. They said it went well, and he's going to hold a town hall later to talk about the ideas that Gucci did propose. So just a quick update on that.
Yeah, I see with 50, right?
How's the Gucci boycott going?
I don't wear Gucci, so
I've
it
never
don't bother
owned
me.
a
Like,
piece of Gucci in my
I
life.
don't wear Gucci. Like, so, I mean, I've purchased Gucci,
Yo, see,
not for
That's
myself.
what I'm telling you. Like, this Gucci boycott is mad easy. They should have got some shit that they know niggas cop on the weekly. You feel me? This shit, unless you have that taste of Gucci or you're Floyd Mayweather, you ain't copping that shit.
I mean, if you're a person that spends a lot of money on designer shit, that might be a little bit tough for you. But at the same time, like, it doesn't bother me at all because I don't give a fuck about Gucci.
All right, screw buying the product. How do you take the apology? Because I think that's where a lot of people are going, right? They're saying Gucci's apologizing. They meant no ill, but it happened.
But I feel
think-
like everyone feels like the apology is useless, right? We want to hear what they propose.
I think like the whole apology shit is just like when you know, like, and not to compare the two, but when a tragedy happens, like a mass shooting or something, people say we need to have prayers. No, we need action. And I think that in order for us to get somewhere with Gucci, like I said, I don't really give a fuck. But in order for me to feel something, I need to see the inclusion. I would like to see who you're choosing to put in these things because they never said the word black, right? We know that this is a black issue, but they're never going to use the word black or African American or anything like that because they don't want to target it or speak about it a specific way. But I think in order to make a difference, we have to see some action. We need to see somebody say, beyond Dapper Dan just saying something, we need to see somebody say, all right, we were wrong. This is what we're doing moving forward. These are the people that we're going to put in place to run these types of things so that we don't make these type of mistakes. Because I'm pretty sure a person that's so high up as the chairman or whomever of Gucci, I'm not saying that he's not approving shit, but everybody thinks that he's pressing a button on everything that goes out, and it doesn't usually work like that, you know?
It's true. Well, they said the majority of people in that room were people of color, so very, very curious to see
They did in Harlem,
what
right?
these proposals will be.
Well, you know, to also bring up another point about just boycotts in general, I thought the ghostwriter for Floyd Mayweather Jr., whoever wrote that long ass, no, seriously,
Right.
brought up some very good points. And
What was it?
And it was basically responding to people saying, yo, how dare you make a video walking into Gucci, basically, again, shitting on black people, which, again, I still don't agree with him with that, but I think he was, whoever the ghostwriter was, or whoever the mastermind behind that post was saying, hey, listen, if we're going to boycott, let's not boycott for a trend. Let's actually boycott everything around the situation. So I think he had mentioned that the group that owns Gucci also owns other fashion brands that we're probably still going to fuck with. Why are we only singling out? Why don't we make it a very bigger effort to really show that, yo, we don't fuck with any of y'all if y'all gonna do this, if one of y'all does this. And then I think he also brought up the Super Bowl points, and a lot of y'all, you brought that point up a lot of times. Y'all niggas have Super Bowl parties, y'all doing the most.
Yeah.
But then y'all don't like when Travis Scott did that.
But I think that, to combat that or what that person said a bit is they're not privy. People are not privy to a lot of that information. But if nobody's sharing that information, how can they boycott? A lot of people don't know that fucking Toyota owns Lexus. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people don't know who's the owners of all of these different things because then you look at it and say, well, of course I'm gonna support brands if I don't have the information that this person owns this. Same way how Coca-Cola owns Sprite. You know, and Nestle owns every other
Everything,
fucking
yeah.
thing, right? And if you're the average consumer who's probably saving up to buy some Gucci, you're not gonna know these things. But with that being said, all they're trying to do is justifying why Floyd was doing what he's doing. If he didn't feel away and he didn't give a fuck, why are you giving out disclaimers on why you spending your money? I feel like this: if you want to spend your money on whatever the fuck you want to spend it on, you made your stance. You let us know how you feel. You don't have to write no letter. We're not looking for Floyd to lead us in that battle.
So question for you.
And I agree with that too. The last thing I'll say is that I am watching the age we're in now, where we live in a torch and pitchfork era with anything. If it's a social issue, if it's a we don't like him, we're gonna boycott this. It's almost everyone is moving as a monolith, and I don't want these things to be trendy. We're like, okay, yeah, let's do this for 90 days. Then we back on it.
Yeah.
That we gonna do that. It feels like let's not do this because it's cool. If we're gonna do some shit, let's do some shit because we're gonna not only educate everybody, because you said people don't know, you gotta educate everybody about it, that everybody could really be on the same accord.
Right.
What kind of proposals do you guys think they can even come up with that could help solve this problem? So we're over the apologies,
I guarantee you
right?
they offer free Gucci slides for niggas. Niggas is rocking. Niggas is rocking. Niggas is,
man.
I'm telling you, free
All right,
Gucci
free
slides.
Gucci slides for everyone.
I think that I just think that when it comes to like branding and stuff, and I said this before, like black people, we have big issues with materialism and thinking that, you know, price points and fabrics make us better than another person, especially when you can't. And what bugs me out about that is we don't see ourselves in those offices. So I really don't know what they could possibly include because I really don't care about Gucci that much. But
Having people of color in those positions,
I mean,
you
look
could make
at-
decisions so something like that never makes it to public.
real quick, like with Louis Vuitton and them having Virgil coming. You know, I mean, Virgil. I think that what Virgil has done in the past like 10 years has been amazing, and putting a person like Virgil in that position where he's putting a Sheck West or Playboy Cardi on the runway, you can see his influence. So I say things like that, but me personally, I just don't care about designer stuff that much to even give a fuck, you know?
Well, you see, that's so tough. Like, if we're just thinking on some realistic and some maybe trying to think what a good solution could be. They don't market to niggas
At all.
So if they don't market to niggas, like they're not really. Again, some people might be cool with hey, hire a blackface. I'm not cool with that. The fuck? You gonna hire
just
one
hire
nigga
one,
and then
no,
that's
hire
it?
one black person
I ain't with
would
the
be
token
ridiculous.
nigga shit. Like,
Yeah, nah.
listen, if Gucci if they appreciate their black consumers and they feel like they've offended their black consumers, I feel like their whole strategy of not only how they market but how their entire brand goes forward should include their black consumers. That's it. Not only just putting one guy be like, yo, y'all like this black guy.
Save the whole company.
That right there, that's the illusion of inclusion.
Yeah.
You know, like for real, that's the illusion of inclusion. Let's just put one in position. That's what I'm saying. It's like if there is one, it would have to be a person who has a major influence over others, and it takes them to have some inclusion with them into the integration of the brand. But again, me personally, if Gucci closed tomorrow, I would
Doesn't
not
change
be like,
Wayno's
oh
life.
my God, no more flip-flops or headbands for me.
All right,
wouldn't give a damn.
let's see what comes out of the Dapper Dan town hall. It seems like we're going to get some answers.
Big Soldier's still on his hiatus. He's not touching the Gucci headband again. Okay? Fendi from here on out. Like that.
All right, y'all. This next story, I need like another coffee for this one, man. Jesus. All right, you guys remember a couple weeks ago we talked about Jussie Smollett. So he is the actor from Empire who said he was attacked in Chicago by men yelling racist and homophobic slurs. Now it seems... Oh, man.
This nigga lying, man. Yo, if I told y'all the truth, hold on, if I really told y'all that when this news first came, it looked so unbelievable that I really want to say he was lying, but I couldn't. Yo, social media was going
but
wild.
Like, cops still haven't confirmed, right? That's why I'm trying to...
That nigga lying, man.
Wait, all right.
Bro,
look.
I know a lot. Yo, everybody's... Yo, Good
Okay.
Morning America.
All right, let me just get the sentence out first.
done, and then we could go
law
into it.
enforcement sources, right, with knowledge of the case are telling CNN that investigators believe the whole thing might have been a hoax. Like, there's a chance he could have paid the men to pull this off. Apparently, he knew both of them. They were extras on Empire. One was even his personal trainer. But let me read the statement from the cops. They said, "We are not in a position to confirm, deny, or comment on the validity of what's been unofficially released. There are some developments in this." And they're basically saying things have changed course.
Right.
That nigga lying, man.
Sure.
That nigga's going into a grand jury today. They trying to indict that nigga with a felony for fucking lying. Yo, this is the worst part about it. Because, you know, when we first talked about it, and this whole we want to believe everybody, like this nigga had a noose around his neck for like 3 hours. Nigga had a Subway sandwich still stuck in his corner of his mouth. This shit sounded so wild, but we have to believe him. Because we seen the bruises. Oh my God, I can't believe this racism still exists. It's in Chicago. Oh my God, he's gay, he's black. Everybody unite, LGBT community, and like, niggas, let's get together. Now we find this shit out, man.
Well, you said something interesting there that we had to believe him, right? So I was reading this long New York Times article about people who have been faking hate crimes. Although hate crimes are on the rise, it sucks when people do that. But they're saying, yes, you should be skeptical when a crime is still alleged, but then it gets iffy because then it sounds like you're not believing the victim. So he has doubled down on this, issued multiple statements saying he was already the victim of a hate crime, and now he feels like people are piling on top of it.
Okay, so this is what I will say. That I did no research, right? Like, no, honestly, when the shit first happened, no, I'm talking about when we first had to talk about it, right? I'm like, I read, I'm like, oh, this is fucked up.
Yeah.
They did him dirty. What really was crazy to me was this, all right? Now, the two guys that they said did the shit, when I seen how big they was, at pause, right? And then I seen and then I seen the injuries that he had occurred, I was like, wait a second. So these two dudes allegedly beat the shit out of you, and all you left with was a little scar right here.
Wait, it took you all the way till
I wasn't. No,
by that time I'm like, that's his homie.
So
wait, did I just say I didn't do no research?
Yeah, wait, you just looked at the
No, I
pictures.
ain't gonna lie, yo.
What made you so skeptical?
Well, not only reading the story, but like, I know a couple people at TMZ. They all told me, this nigga lying. We can't wait to expose. Everybody, because they also speak to the cops. The cops been telling them, this nigga lying, we can't wait to expose.
Then I seen that they started promoting his music right after this shit happened, right?
I didn't see that part.
Yeah, they started posting tweets about music. Then when
He did a show shortly afterwards.
This nigga, yeah, and he said, he kept reiterating, yeah, I fought them niggas back. I'm the gay Tupac. He started saying, no, this is clout chasing. This is supreme clout chasing. And guess what? If the shit came out tomorrow that it really happened, I would say, my bad. But as of right now, my nigga,
but that's the thing. Are we waiting for the facts to come through, or we're just
we know the vibes.
We know the vibes?
We know the vibes.
Okay, so like I said, when you hold up that dollar bill to the light and you looking at this shit, it just don't look right when it comes to him.
If you can't even lie convincingly on Good Morning America, they said we thought the story was skeptical when we brought him in.
But we gotta get him out of here.
By the time he left, we knew that nigga was full online.
Empire.
Wait,
real quick. Empire is gonna kill him in a plane crash or some shit on the show. They're already reducing his scenes. That shit is not by coincidence, it's by design. And he brought it on himself.
And he made everyone look crazy. Lee Daniels, who created the show, stood up for him. Fox stood up for him. He had people running for president standing up for him.
I want them same people who were saying how straight black men were not coming to his defense. Me being a straight black man, I felt offended by that because when we had to talk about it, I was like, yo, this is some fucked up shit. I hadn't read the reports and none of that. But for me to say, yo, this is some crazy shit, and then you orchestrated this shit on yourself, it's something mentally wrong with him. It's something mentally wrong with him.
He's already going through some role issues with like his character at Empire, right? So he's kind of looking like nobody cares about this, and he spins up this idea with the two dudes who are extras. This is supposed to be
And they told on him.
And they had to tell on him.
They paid like what, $3,500 up front and $500 when they came back.
These motherfuckers to stage this shit. The nigga goes to get the bleach. They try it like 3 or 4 times, and then he buys their ticket to get the fuck out the country and go back to Nigeria the same day. And then when they come back, the cops already had it. This guy is nothing but a drama queen. I'm not gonna lie. For all they're like real Trump supporters who be rocking their little MAGA hat, they are outraged.
Oh no,
they want
they gonna have a field day with this.
And to be honest, I have no opposition. Get this nigga out of here. I'm sorry. I'm wondering if he still has a career in Hollywood after this.
How?
Unless Lee Daniels.
Because so many people, a lot
but
of
the Nigerian
celebrities
do the
spoke up for
Nigerian
him. He
movies.
just, if this is true that he made this up, he made so many people look crazy.
Including himself.
Mostly himself, but a lot of people too, political, social activists. Like, come on.
Yeah, yo,
all of this for some clout to sell some music.
This is almost like when the dude did the Travis Scott shit just to see if he could get the world riled up. Remember the fake picture?
The fake.
Yeah, like.
You know what this reminded me of? I remember when in the wake of, I can't remember which president went. Maybe it was Barack.
Well, what happened?
It was either Barack or maybe when Trump just got elected. A racist motherfucker was a white person. They claimed that they got jumped by some black people.
A pack of niggas.
Yeah, and somebody
That was the
carved
thing.
some shit on their head, except it was carved backwards because they looked in the fucking mirror and carved it themselves. Yeah, they said, a pack of niggas jumped me and carved some shit in my head, and yo, this is a hate crime. And then when they went to the cops said, that shit's carved backwards, nigga. You looked in the mirror. The fuck is you doing?
Oh, man. He said,
Jussie is a dumbass nigga, bro.
Cardi had some thoughts on this too.
Yeah, this is crazy.
Yeah, but you know what though? It is our fault a bit for riding for him because we didn't ask the basic questions. There was too many basic questions that we neglected. The motherfucker is so protective of his phone records. Who the fuck is he calling? He says he left the noose around his goddamn
neck for 2-3
to
hours.
preserve
Right?
evidence.
That's crazy.
But he don't want to show his text and call logs.
Well, he showed them, but they were redacted. Which means
You
you
don't
block
wanna
out
show his-
everything.
Yo,
Yeah.
man.
The first nigga he called is his manager.
Exactly. He didn't call the police. And this, I just want people to stop thinking because I had conversation is like, oh, but this is a corrupt. Yeah, that Chicago, wherever they might be corrupt and all of that. But nobody has a political agenda to take him down. This nigga's not Malcolm X. You know what I mean? He's not doing nothing where he's enriching people and all of that shit. Where
You gotta apologize to Tupac.
he got to apologize to a lot of people. But stop acting like he's some political activist that's fighting for the strength of you. This was all for himself. It was a selfish act, and now he got to take. You made your bed, lay in it. Now you got to take every consequence that come with that shit. Don't tell on nobody.
So my question is, I know this sounds a little bit stupid, right? Because the point is that if something is alleged, it's alleged, right? We have to wait till it's proven true. But if someone that, like a celebrity that we would generally trust, they have credibility, come out and say they were attacked, the thing is, it's hard in the moment for us to be like, we can't feel sorry for you. We got to wait until the cops confirm this is true.
Man, they gotta.
Or like you wait
I'm so skeptical now.
That's what I'm saying.
I
It
don't
sucks
believe
for.
nobody.
I don't believe none of these
It's
niggas.
hard
I can
for
see it
real
on camera,
victims
I won't
now.
believe that
Yeah,
shit.
I don't believe none of these niggas.
I don't believe anybody about anything. I'm gonna wait. I have a new rule. I'm gonna give everything 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
2 weeks before I can get an opinion. I could react to some shit and be like, oh, interested.
So you could say, if this happened allegedly, I feel really bad that it happened to you. That's the thing. For
I don't
real,
even know
for
if I
real
wanna even go
victims,
that,
it's
man. Give out
awful.
big-
Yeah.
but you know
it
what?
puts us in such a shitty situation.
Yo, they monetizing your sympathy. Niggas promoting
Yeah.
the music. Niggas
Yeah,
is doing the
yeah.
most.
Yeah.
The
Yo,
bo-
that nigga was probably had a whole. Yo, that Good Morning America shit he did was probably gonna be a press run of, yo,
Yeah,
I am
absolutely.
the biggest victim in America. Racism still exists. Y'all need to prop me up as the gay Tupac if y'all want this to go away. On some real shit.
The boy who cried hate. That's what this ends with. He is the boy who cried hate. Horrible.
Cardi said he ruined Black History Month, so.
Now I don't know about that, Cardi.
Yeah, I don't know, but
Don't go that
man,
far.
niggas do. Niggas ruin Black History Month when they throw Martin Luther King parties at the club. So I can't even say that this ruined Black History Month, but he's definitely.
We ain't gonna say El Chapo ruined like Spanish shit, you know? So let's not put this one nigga. This is a dumbass nigga.
Yeah.
He ruined his own career.
Look, like we
Okay.
said, Chicago police have yet to double, triple confirm that this is a hoax, so we will wait. Although we just cast a lot of judgment.
Hey, fuck
This
it.
shit just really blew my mind last
Hey,
night.
man, sometimes I'm a walking contradiction. I feel one way in the morning, I feel different in the afternoon. But guess what? Right now, it's smoke for Jussie Smollett or Smollett or whatever you want to call
I'm
it.
following this case. So, you know what? I can't wait till this nigga just that look on his face when you know you're caught.
No, you don't fuck
Is
up,
he gonna?
right?
I feel like he's just gonna keep doubling down.
Well, that's the thing about a lie. You got to keep lying to keep the first.
What do
gotta
you say next? I got framed. Still.
This is a big upper management.
Hold on. Right, yo, he hired, by the way, a defense attorney that represented a lawyer for Trump. So you already know he's preparing for criminal possibilities. He's gonna get indicted. Okay, you're not gonna turn the whole country upside down, pit blacks versus whites, Republicans versus Democrats. Call yourself the gay Tupac. That might be an arrestable offense already.
This is like the most offensive part of the whole case.
That might be the yes.
Stand you act.
Oh, man.
Pac wasn't doing that. Come on, man.
All right, man. let's get to some music finally. So we got some new singles from Cardi last week. So remember her and Bruno Mars linked up on Finesse. That was a huge record for them, went 3 times platinum. Their new collaboration is called Please Me. They dropped this, I believe, last Friday. What'd you guys think of this song?
I loved it. I feel like it has a very 90s R&B feel to it. Like, remember when they did, what was the first joint that they did?
Finesse.
All right, Finesse was like super 1992.
Yeah.
This is like 99. Like,
Okay.
like it sounds like 99 Jodeci a bit as far as the beat. But it was dope. I mean, it's what I expect from Cardi and Bruno for her to be on his shit. You know, but Cardi looks like she's gearing up for another big year.
Yeah, she is. Ike, what'd you think of this?
They're in a pocket working together, so I actually like this record. I like the Drip and the Finesse record. Yeah, no, I like, it's a pop record. It's a pop record,
I know,
but
you're
it's a,
usually skeptical when it comes to pop.
It brings a lot of nostalgia or nostalgic feelings when you hear it, and when you're trying to create a hit, bringing back that feeling of yesteryear usually works. And Cardi B does her thing, Bruno Mars is Bruno Mars. That's like a safe hit. If you want a safe hit, and if you want to roll out everything Cardi's gonna do, make sure she got that pop record. Now she has to do her thing, and by the way, like she's gonna...
Tatiana with Blueface. So yeah, she dropped God, my brain is fried. Bruno Mars, she dropped the Bruno Mars record, and then she dropped the Blueface remix, and the video is directed by a guy, Cole Bennett. I'm sure you love the remix.
Yo, what's crazy about this is this nigga Blueface has 3 videos out for the same song with 2 different people on the remix. So you know how you usually see 5 people get on the remix and it be 1 video or no video at all? It seems like he's gonna keep doing videos to this shit. Cause you see he had the original Tatiana joint. That's the joint when he's playing football, right? And then he has the one with YG, right? Is that the same one?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm bugging. All right, so it's only 1 video, but he has 2 remix videos to it, right?
People seem to love it though.
Yeah.
Did you like the Cardi addition to the song?
I mean, it's exactly what I expect from Cardi. So
Nah, she's doing her thing. And also, I think that the theory, well, first of all, Whack 100 manages also the game. That's the king of remixes, okay, other than Diddy. That nigga will remix the fuck out of something. Remember the One Blood remix? There's 3,000 niggas on that song.
Oh, yeah. It was 3 different types of remixes.
So I think Blueface is learning that. You have the non-Cardi B version, the Cardi B version. I can imagine the East Coast Tatiana remix.
The East Coast Tatiana remix.
Who would be on that?
Cast it.
You know who I would like to hear on the Tatiana remix? Juicy J.
Juicy J.
I would love to hear Juicy J on the Tatiana remix.
That's a good pick.
Yeah.
What about East Coast pick though, Wayno? No one jumps out? Damn.
Shit.
Sad.
A$AP Rocky.
Okay.
A$AP Rocky.
When I think about Tatiana, like a remix, I'm thinking about niggas who like run the strip clubs or some shit like that. That's just a bust down record.
So maybe it doesn't make sense to have it.
New York. I would put Rocky on there.
Yeah, Rocky's good. Rocky good.
Yeah, I'll put Rocky on there.
Or a dude that like women just flock to. I feel like that's just that type of vibe.
Who's that on the East Coast right now?
Rocky.
Okay.
Right.
I always love Rocky.
True. Ladies love Rocky. Let us do a couple.
Chris Brown got to be on that too.
Wait.
Chris Brown need to be on that. Chris Brown on the Tatiana remix. Ooh.
That'd be odd.
All right, let's do a couple quick hits and get out of here so we can get this show up on time, please. So last week we talked to you guys about YNW Melly being charged with a double homicide. Now, so he was arrested and he's being denied bail. We don't have any more details, but locked up without bond. So I guess we'll hear more on this case. But I think, as we also predicted, his songs are doing really well. So that 2017 single, Murder on My Mind, reached #1 on the Apple Music charts last weekend, and also climbed to like number 12 on Spotify charts.
It's sad how tragedy usually mirrors itself with like success in music. So, like you watch his music just skyrocket and people are so intrigued and are drawn to his story and his music now, but like there's a tragedy behind it all.
Yeah.
And, everybody has to face the real life consequences of either what they do, what they're accused of, or, what they've rapped or sung about. So hopefully the things we're hearing is not true.
Yeah.
I enjoy his music a lot.
If it is, boo. That's all I can say.
Yeah, we'll see if we get any more
no
details
sympathy
on
for
this.
it.
Yeah, all the dark stories we
it's
talked.
crazy.
Yeah, we talked about last week. We have brief updates. So we also talked about Justine Skye and Sheck West. She was accusing him of domestic abuse, and now, according to The Blast, she has filed a restraining order against him. And due to allegations, Sheck West was apparently dropped from an upcoming ad campaign with Major League Soccer.
Damn.
Unfortunate. But still, we don't have any more confirmed, like, reported details on this case.
I'm sad. Well, I say I'm sad. Like, it's unfortunate that this situation has resulted that he's now losing money. But I will say I'm very happy that Justine is actually making some real moves. I hate when people like something happen and they on Twitter all day. Yo, this person did this person did this. Go to the cops.
Yeah.
Go to the cops.
Do something
If somebody doing some shit to you and you gonna be on social media telling us anyway, like we supposed to cancellation on Twitter means nothing. Okay? If somebody's hurting you, they beat your ass, they molested you, whatever. If you want to share your story, share it with the cops before you share it with the people. Because we gonna listen in, a lot of times we can't even tell what's the truth. At least the cops go investigate a little bit, and as long as you're not Jussie Smollett, you'll be all right.
I have nothing to add.
Oh man, don't worry, I got a lighter one for you guys to end with. Ja Rule, TMZ of course caught up with him at the airport. They asked him if he saw any of the Hulu and Netflix Fire Festival docs, which were amazing by the way. He said that he haven't watched them. They're very popular. Maybe one day he's gonna watch it. I don't believe you, Ja Rule. You definitely watch it.
I didn't answer all the questions.
I'm saying.
The first day, but he's never seen it. Remember when they tweeted at him? Yeah, it's like 30 questions. Like here. This is my involvement. No, I did not do that. That scene, I was not tripping. Come on, man.
But then wait, they asked him about the possibility of another fire festival, and here's what he had to say.
Hey, I wonder, have you seen either of those documentaries out?
I haven't watched them yet.
You haven't? Do you think you'll ever get around to?
Maybe.
They're very popular, you know?
They're very popular.
They're very popular.
They're very popular.
Maybe you will?
Maybe one day.
Maybe one day.
Yeah.
Hey, dude, like if I was...
I lived it, man. I ain't got to watch it.
If I was you, why wouldn't you try to do Fire Fest again? Just because the publicity, like it's almost the most famous festival, more famous than say Coachella, because everyone hears about it.
It is the most iconic festival that never was.
Totally.
So
you could
I
do
have
it.
plans to create the iconic music fest, but you ain't hear it from me.
Oh, damn.
Nah, Josh, stay away from that
I wish
shit.
I was this shameless. Like I could still come back and try to make another. Yo, we gotta have a Scammer of the Year awards at the Everyday
man.
Struggle Awards. We have
Josh,
to.
stay away from that. Don't do
Who
that.
would they promote that's going to be a Ja Rule's Fire Festival 2.0?
2.0.
Jussie?
You.
No, Jussie will be there. Okay.
Oh man.
Who else will be scamming in hip-hop, man?
You know what we should
Big
do?
Soulja going to be there, too.
Yeah, we should have a screening of both
Bow
docs
Wow?
with Ja
Okay,
Rule. That would be amazing.
We getting a lineup right now.
Y'all crazy.
Don't call Bow Wow a scammer.
No, come on now. You know the vibes.
You know the vibes. Now, I would really love to watch these documentaries with him and ask for comment as we go all the way through, since he clearly hasn't seen them yet.
Wait, like so the Hulu one where what's that guy's name? His point of view was like really
Oh
represented.
yeah,
He
the
did an
legend.
interview.
Are we already
Yeah.
forgetting?
He got paid from that though, right?
Yeah.
From the doc?
Yeah, right?
And he's in prison teaching classes.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, Billy. So Billy got
Billy.
paid from one of them. So did Ja just not get no checks?
I guess not. I guess not.
Damn, he
Ja
got
was
finessed
party
twice. That's crazy. Ja got finessed
Ja
twice.
said he was a victim. So
That's
you know what?
crazy, man. I stand with Ja Rule.
Since we're believing victims, I stand with Ja too.
Hashtag Ja Rule strong. I mean,
All right, you guys. That's it. That's our show for today. You know, we'll be back here Monday. Any final thoughts, gentlemen?
The only thing that could top Rolling Loud is Ja Rule's and Festival.
wasn't Lance Armstrong? Is that the dude that was?
Oh, that's nigga's a finesser too.
He's a finesser too.
That nigga finessed niggas to believing about his cancer that they wouldn't question him cheating.
Right, exactly.
That's crazy.
He's another big.
An Olympic
finesser.
swimmer too? Roger
Yo,
just mentioned.
you use some real shit to really distract motherfuckers about the shit you scamming about. That's
Deflection.
legendary.
Man, it's not the complexion for the protection, it's the deflection for the protection.
Okay. Yo, everything
Wait,
is a
are you
lie
from
out
Harlem,
here,
man? Why you never thinking of scams like these
My
niggas?
nigga, I don't
These niggas
scam, I get
advanced.
money, man. Harlem niggas get money, we don't scam.
Where the scammers in New York come from then?
I don't know, but
Staten Island?
I don't know where they
Somebody
come
said
from,
Brooklyn
man.
in my ear.
Yo, we
Brooklyn?
gotta go.
Brooklyn.
That's it. Our
I don't
show's
know,
over.
man.
The Nadeska from Brooklyn.
Our show's over. We'll
Oh,
see you
shit.
tomorrow.
Yeah, there
we
on
go.
Everyday
Upper management
Struggle.
cut them.
Can we
Upper
scam 2 more
management cut
minutes?
it.